Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Stern. I am here with Mr. Hesham El-Nagar, our social studies teacher and CTL, our curriculum team leader. Today, he's going to describe to us some of the things he's doing in a new course that we're offering here at ISP, a very exciting course called IB Global Politics. Before I go into that and ask Mr. Hesham to describe that activity, I want to just mention, like a lot of our teachers here at ISB, we're very proud to have someone of the stature of Mr. Hesham on our staff. He is a IB examiner. He's a workshop leader. He designs curriculum for the IB, and he is renowned in his field globally. And we're just so lucky to have him on our staff. So with that, I will turn it over to Mr. Hesham, and he will describe some of the things he's doing in distance learning with our students. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Stern. Yeah, we're really excited this year to have global politics offered to our grade 11 and 12 students. And one of the most exciting parts of the course is that it really involves the student. One key aspect that is the goal of the course is that students who take it are actually doing something with politics. They're engaging with politics. And this year, one thing that we've worked on a lot is doing reflective work on what is my perspective or perspectives, what are my biases, and what is my story more broadly? Who am I? What is my story? And I offer the question, if I didn't have the ability or the power to tell my story, how would I want it told? And we do this in order to start understanding, how do my perspectives, potential biases, and values impact how I research international relations or politics? So students do a public narrative and theoretical bias statement, and they recently completed this in semester 1. And it has a lot of nice connections with theory of knowledge, understanding how is knowledge produced in politics and how does that impact us on a day-to-day level. So students, they think of TOK high-level questions, they think about where they come from, who they are, and they recognize it and identify it, because as we move forward in their tasks, they will always need to think, what perspectives are missing from this issue? Is my perspective limiting my ability to understand politics? And as an extension to that, students had the opportunity to take this statement and adapt it for their CAS program, following the CAS learning outcomes. And they could adapt it, make it into a song, poetry, any form of expression that for them utilizes some type of communication to tell their story. So what we try to do is take the theoretical part, but also make it practical and something they can do, not just an exercise for the mind. And this is important because we just started this week our political engagement project, which is going to have a lot of really cool opportunities because of distance learning, actually. And that is because students pick an issue that's often in a local area, but because of distance learning and Zoom technology, they can investigate issues anywhere in the world. So we've got students who are going to be looking at issues in Canada and the US, in the Czech Republic, in India and Hungary. And that's because students can engage in politics by setting up meetings, interviewing, focus groups, participating in conferences, attending presentations, actually being part of it. And the last part, this allows students to use this technology also if they want to do any type of activist work. This class also allows students to do type of activist work, but we still always ask the question, are my perspectives or biases enhancing or limiting my activist work? And that all begins with our public narrative statement.
Interesting. Can you give us an example of something a student might do? What would be a topic or issue? Just maybe one or two examples of how this.
Sure. We went over this yesterday, and I have to say they all really helped each other out with examples of engagements because the topics were so rich. One topic is looking at the treatment of the Roma community in the Czech Republic, Prague specifically. There's been quite a bit of work around this topic on the EU level. Another student is interested in, very relevant for today, the complexity behind vaccine distribution and what barriers contributed to what we have today. Another student is looking at why is there a rise in anti-Semitic violence in Orthodox communities in the US. That's another topic. And all the engagements that they are going to do will include a mixture of different ways to see how politics works.
Fascinating. Well, that's great stuff. And perhaps in one of our later episodes, we'll talk to some of these students and the projects
Absolutely.
that they're doing.
Yeah.
With that, I just want to thank you, Mr. Hesham. That's very interesting.
Awesome.
It's just a little glimpse into some of the things that our fabulous teachers are doing in this new world of distance learning. As we can see, there are some advantages to the platform in some ways. Despite its limitations, we're making every effort to make it as vibrant as possible. So
That's
with
right.
that, I'm going to thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great